This evening, we have a presenter from across the world, and he is joining us from Nigeria. And before we pass it over to him, I would like to remind us that today is August. We are already in a new month. Today is August the 2nd. And how fast this year is running. We are thankful for summer. And this podcast is brought to us through the World of Ability podcast in collaboration with Transform You Network and Park. We are so thankful for the opportunity to reach our audience on this platform. And so today we have Joseph Afo from Nigeria. I'm sure most of us are already aware of our connection with Nigeria. I am from Nigeria originally, and the Zita's Healthy Beginnings was founded here in the United States for Nigeria as well as the United States. So we are so glad that we are having a presenter from Nigeria for the first time coming to talk to us about who he is, how he's connected with Zita's Healthy Beginnings, and what he is doing, both in our organization as well as what he does for a living. So I'm going to let Joseph tell us all about him, but a few things I wanted to mention. One of them is that Joseph is from Nigeria. He lives in the Middle East, what we consider Middle East of Nigeria, and he really loves agriculture. He is really a soul winner when it comes to helping young people to get connected to agriculture, to get connected to anything that will help them to exhibit their skills and talents. And one of them is what he is doing in our part, and that is the eastern part of Nigeria with Zita's Healthy Beginnings. So I will pass it on to Joseph. Joseph, over to you. Please share with us more about your profession, what you're doing, what made you actually to get engaged in what you are doing right now. You have about 20 to 25 minutes to talk to us about all that you want to talk to us about. And then we have our audience who are here who can also ask you some questions or make some comments. Over to you, Joseph.
Okay, thank you, Sister Zita. I appreciate you and everyone who have put this together. Okay, what I'm doing now, I started as far back when I was a child in the primary school in the city of Warri, Nigeria. So then, where I grew up is a big compound. It was a junkyard where they keep metal scraps. So you just managing with my mom then and all of that. So as at that time, I was growing yams in that compound. So I could remember vividly that time when some of my peers, they see me doing some things and they call me farmer. You know, sometimes I feel bad, sometimes I feel shy because as at that time, we were made to understand that as a farmer, you will be very, very poor. So nobody wants their children or anybody connected to them to do farming. So that was the mindset then in Nigeria, especially where I grew up from. So you barely can find anybody who is doing farming and all of that. So the foods you have in that location are transported from far away places to that area. So as I continued, I kept on going until I left primary school to secondary school, and I just forgot all about agriculture. But somewhere along the line, after I got married, I saw myself going back to agriculture. What happened actually was that at that point, I was at a crossroad. So I needed to make some very critical decision because the finances then was very low. And where I was working, they were not paying salary for like 6 months. So I had to resign and look for something else to do. So on this fateful day, I saw a flyer on Facebook. So that flyer was posted by one of my senior friends, and the flyer was all about food processing and packaging. So, but it was actually a program for widows and widowers, an empowerment program for people in that category. So I saw the flyer, and everything about the program was very, very interesting. I needed to attend that empowerment program, but I know very well that I do not fall into the category because I am neither a widow nor a widower. So what should I be doing there? It was a very, very funny thing. So each time I think about it, so I said, whatever happens, I still have to attend. So I called the organizers and I appealed to them. I said, see, I know that I do not fall within this category, but please give me the opportunity to attend because I really want to do this. So the man laughed, and after a while, he said, okay, he's going to allow me to attend. So I made every necessary arrangement, and I traveled from the city of Warri to Lagos to attend the program. So after I attended that program, I came back and I swung into actions immediately. So then one of the products that we were trained was how to produce natural herbal cleansing drink with sorghum stock. That's the stem of sorghum. So I said to myself that if we have this sorghum stock, it means that there is a grain that is attached to this sorghum stock. There's a particular grain it produces. What about the grain? So I went into research. I started researching about sorghum, and I saw all the health benefits. So that was how I started producing sorghum flour. And as time progresses, I saw that I needed to go back to the field production full time, so which I did. So as it stands currently, I do the field production, which is planting of different
I think it looks like we lost him. That's part of the problem we have in Nigeria. We don't really have a stable electricity as we do here in the United States. Sometimes the network gets so interrupted, and one is left with little or no access to connect. So anyway, while we're waiting for Joseph to come back, I am so glad to know what Joseph has shared with us, that this is something, his intention to get into farm work was was initiated through what he started as a kid and as a hobby. And some of us, we don't really think that, that what you find fun doing could actually be your call, could also be the way God has given you your own life purpose. So it is very important for people to, when you're even struggling with what is my call in life, what is my life purpose, you want to first of all spend time in silence, in prayer, asking yourself, what do I really enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? Because whatever one enjoys doing is what you're being called to do in life. All you need to do then is to focus on it, see how you can really hone it, see how you can get more education, more support, more knowledge of that whole call, whatever that is. And it's interesting, we are all called in so many different ways. And it's not one size fits all. We're all unique individuals, and our gifts are unique gifts. So can you imagine how a young child started playing and planting yam? If you know, excuse me, if you know Nigeria and know how yam is planted, it can be tedious. And so for him, Joseph, to start that as a hobby, that was really a great call. And that was really a great skill and talent that he has. I think we have him back. Joseph, you can talk to us without your video. I'm not sure if your video was a problem.
I think the network just threw me out all of a sudden.
That's what I thought. That's what I was just explaining, that's one of the problems we have in Nigeria, is that electricity is not stable. Network is challenging. So yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. So as I was saying, I have to now go back to the field, because I saw that I cannot just function on the processing side. So I saw that God was actually taking me back to where I was coming from. So today, I don't just grow yams, but I also process those yams into different byproducts. So every crops I plant, I have the capacity on how to turn them into different food products, well packaged, that can be exported to different parts of the world. And now, as it stands, I've also had the privilege of consulting for some companies, both here in Nigeria and some different parts of the world, as it has to do with food processing, packaging, and also food safety, because I saw that as people begin to buy these foods, there is needs for me to upgrade what I am doing. So that was why I said, okay, let me go for a food safety course, which I did with the London Professional Training Institute. So right now, this is what actually connected me to the Zeta's early beginning and everything that surrounds it. Because I could remember vividly when I was talking with my auntie, Sister Liz, and then that was when I was even yet to meet Sister Zita. So she was telling me about her and what she is doing and all of that. I said, okay, that it will be good. One of these days, I will connect to her. And eventually, we got connected. And that was how I started consulting for the organization, running the farm and making sure that everything goes on well as it stands. So now we have been able to turn around the farm from what it used to be like to a different thing entirely. And currently, the vision I have for that farm is to make it a world-class agricultural center, that people will come there and they will get accommodation where they will lodge, so that they can take a tour around the farm. They can learn practical things about agriculture. They can do so many things there. They can process food and all of that. So we are not there yet, but bit by bit, we are going there. So the place is going to also become an agribusiness training school, because right now, in the world of agriculture, what is actually making things to happen is the business of agriculture, which is agribusiness, because so many people, they do agriculture, but they do little of the business of agriculture, which is agribusiness. And that is why our parents, our foreparents, so many of them, they worked under the rain and the sun, and they had little or nothing to show for it. The reason is that they were merely into subsistence farming. They were not well enlightened on how to do the business of agriculture. Now, if you, there is a house in the city of Ibadan in Nigeria called the Cocoa House. That house used to be the tallest building in the whole of West Africa. That house, that skyscraper building was actually built from proceeds from agriculture. So one day I was saying to myself that this very building was built from proceeds made from agriculture. But then, what about those farmers, those local farmers, whose produce were bought and aggregated at a point and were sold, and they got the money to do all of that? What happened to them? Did any one of them have any legacy that they left for their children and all of that their children can point to? So I said to myself that no, we have got to do things differently. So that is why right now, everything I do about agriculture revolves towards building a legacy, so that each time people come around any work that I have done, they will be able to connect with it in the sense that they can build wealth from it, they can build businesses around it, and also they can empower people. Because, for instance, let me take the Zita's farm as an example. Now, that farm already started creating jobs. So even though at the moment, what we have is just few hands employed, but it is creating jobs already. And then by the grace of God, we have the vision to expand that aspect of it, that so many persons from that community and even outside will be gainfully employed, and then they will be empowered, and so that they can actually build something good with their lives. Because agriculture already have all it takes for us to live a fulfilled life, because human existence cannot be separated from agriculture. Even if you are into technology, at the end of the day, you will still need to eat. So food is the primary need of man. A man may not have a roof under above his head, but first he must eat before thinking of how to get shelter. So this is very, very important. And that is why I have seen that there is no way you build an entity around agriculture with proper management and not make a fortune out of it, not just for yourself and your family, but to make people's lives better. Because with agriculture, I have discovered that it has a very long chain, because some people will be into transportation of agricultural products. So some people will be into the mechanized area. Some will be into processing, working at the production floor. Some will be in the field. So even in the field, there are different areas that people are going to function in. So these are a very long chain that keeps expanding. So it is a very big opportunity for myself. I always say that because I see that with this, I can touch life and I can connect to people across the globe. Because, for instance, if I am into making of household furnitures, I may not get contracts to make furnitures in America very easily, because right, they will have furnitures all around there. But when an American sees what I am doing in the field with crops, processing them, packaging them, they will be interested I want to get a taste of my own way of doing agriculture, so they can give me an opportunity for me to connect with them. So it is a global connection for me. That is how I see agriculture, because it has something in common, which is food, that every part of the world needs to survive. So no matter what is happening, even during the pandemic, we were dropping foods at people's doorstep. They were not dropping internet services or clothing, all of that at people's doorstep. It was food. So I love everything that has to do with food, because uh, when God created the Garden of Eden, it was the primary thing He gave to man for man to survive. So I always see agriculture as the first profession that God gave to man. So doing it for me gives me great joy, and I've met so many persons from different parts of the world. It is a very good avenue for people to create jobs, if not for the kind of environment we find ourselves in. Agriculture alone has the potential to create millions of jobs in any part where you practice agriculture, because uh, it breaks into different chains that bring people coming together to work. For instance, let me use cassava as an example. Cassava is no longer a crop that is meant for subsistence uh, uh, thing alone now. Cassava is now an industrial product, because from cassava you get ethanol, which is used for as a fossil fuel or industrial fuel. Now, those people at the industrial level who are processing ethanol from cassava, they have, like in some industry, they have hundreds of workers working there. So let's say, for instance, in Nigeria, we have uh, 10 of such industry spread across the length and breadth of Nigeria, the numbers of workers that it is going to create. So even uh, Zita's farm can also expand into that in the near future, because one of the area we are looking at in this coming dry season, when we are going to be doing clearing, in one of the extended parts of the farm, is that we are going to set up cassava farm. And that cassava farm, from there, we are going to produce different byproducts from cassava, like cassava chips, cassava flakes, all kinds of cassava byproducts, cassava flour, different things we are going to produce from cassava. So by that time, we are already planning that we are going to have some cottage processing machines available there, so that we'll begin to do something different at that level. Because if you go to all these localities, you discover that everybody is just doing the same thing. They planting cassava, and at harvest time they harvest it, and they either sell it or do some things with it. But those people who are at the production end, they make a fortune out of the sweat of those people who are even toiling day and night to farm that cassava. Because by the time you add value to it, that is where you can actually build wealth. So the wealth of agriculture is actually in the value addition. So that is why I always want to encourage people, don't just do the feed production, but ensure that you incorporate into it the value addition aspect. Because with that, you are going to be blessing humanity. Because by the time you start thinking about people, other persons, how you can make their life better, then you you will be blessed also. Because if you are going into processing, for instance, you are definitely going to need more persons to do that for you. So with that, we are going to creating more jobs in the near future with the Zita's farm. So in a nutshell, these are the things that I've been doing. So the feed production, production of crops in the feed, processing of those crops, packaging, food safety training, as well as consultancy services, and also empowerment of the youths and the women. Because in our society, if you empower the youths and the women, then you have stronger families, because these are the people who are like the foundations of the family, not the men now per se, because the youths who are into youth restiveness, all kinds of vices, are those ones that are idle and they are jobless. But if you use agriculture to empower them, then you are going to be creating a better and a safer society, and we'll have more of these products in different forms that we can export out of the country, because they all have export potentials. Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for this information and the education you've given to all of us. For those of us that are not really familiar with Nigeria, Nigeria is located in West Africa, and we have what I will call our three staple food. One of them that Joseph just started doing when he was even little was yam, and the other one is cassava and rice. So now these three staple foods are the foods that even women use when they are trying to, when it gets to the stage when your baby is now ready to start eating some soft food. We have yam that you can mash. Yam would be something like potato here that people use. It's soft when it's boiled, and you can add some salt and pepper and red oil. So this is the first food we encourage mothers to start giving their babies. Some start that at 4 months or 5, but 6 months is the ideal time to start introducing some soft food. And I must tell you that these staple foods are lifesavers, because when you think about yam, yam has different, we have different species of yam. And it's one of our tuberous plants. And we have cassava as well. Rice is a grain, and all this food, they come in different forms when they're being harvested. So say, for example, like I mentioned, yam, and Joseph has explained to us, you can have yam flakes, yam chips, yam plantain, yam pounded yam that you can use as fufu. So all these staple foods, people in West Africa, let me put it that way, really depend on this food, these plants. They grow them all year round. They harvest them. A lot of them do that as sustainable agriculture. When I was growing up, every household has a farm where they plant these plants. And what happens is you plant it during harvesting period, you harvest it. Some people are so poor that they cannot actually get some seeds or some of the things that you can save in order to plant more next time. So, and what Joseph is trying to explain right now is what we can do to expand the production. Now, we have a lot of women in Nigeria who are really very poor, to the point that they cannot even feed themselves enough to be able to breastfeed their babies. And when it comes to introducing like solid food, they cannot afford it. They don't have enough. And this results to having kids who are malnourished. So the idea of our community whole farm for Zita's Healthy Beginnings is to provide that opportunity to women. And as Joseph said, to young people who most of them are educated and they don't have any jobs. But if we can really help them, redirect them, encourage and support them to really till the soil, put certain plants and grow it. Not only will they have enough food for themselves, they will have enough food for the whole community. And what is that doing? It is helping us to stay healthy, to stay happy, and to stay financially sustained. Because if you're able to get enough food for yourself and then for your family, you can sell a little bit and get some income that will really sustain you and your family. Right now, that is not happening. So our hope is, like as Joseph has explained, is that in the future we are getting support from our friends who may support us to make sure that we expand this agriculture, which I know a lot of women have access to, and a lot of youth are looking for what to do to be valuable citizens, so, and that distracts them from doing, keeps them away from causing other problems, and have them focus on what really counts. And what counts is food, providing food for yourself, providing food for your family. And then using that kind of all these plants we're talking about as a source of income. And we know that we have that human resources. What we do not have all the time is the seeds. We know, like if you're planting yam, for example, you're gonna have to have some seeds that you will plant. If you're planting cassava, when you harvest your cassava, you need cassava stems that you can plant again. And rice, as we know, is grain. You have to have those seeds as well to plant. Right now, as Joseph said, we have our 5-acre farm that Joseph is managing. And he has been educating, encouraging, and directing the people who are working in that community, trying to help them understand the necessity, the value in farming, in one, sustaining themselves, and ensuring that there is food security. As we all know, even here in the United States, there's food security issues. We don't have enough. And we know we are all this place industrialized, other parts of the world are not. And places like Nigeria only depend on what they can get from the land. And we try to help women to really pay attention to what people like Joseph is trying to help them learn, understand, and continue. I know some of the challenges they have will be why you've planted, you're waiting. How do you sustain yourself while you're still waiting for 5 months, 6 months, sometimes 1 year for the cassava, for example, to mature? And that is where we look for other resources for people who can support with the seedlings and other stuff, so that we will keep this project going. We have high vision for this project. This is a project we know that will take us places, that will provide employment to people, but also will bring help, wholeness to people, not only in Nigeria, but other parts of the world. When we eat well, eat healthy, one is able to live healthy, happily, and also sustain themselves. That way, they're not really depending on other people or the rest of the world to help them with, food. And the primary thing, like Joseph said, we must have food. Nobody lives without food. And we know that some of this food are not things that people can afford everywhere, every time. So that's why I brought Joseph today to talk to us about his plan, what he's been doing, what made him to do what he is doing. And I'm so glad to let everybody know that Joseph has gotten the certification, even from Nigeria, to produce some of this food we're talking about. to process it in a healthy way, and to export them. Things like sorghum we're talking about, we use that a lot for babies, gluten-free. As we all know, there are a whole lot that gluten is causing on our babies and even adults. The health benefit of gluten-free food is something that one cannot deny. So food like yam, cassava, sorghum, and rice, these foods are all gluten-free. And so we are so excited that that's what we plan to do in our own piece of land, and we hope to actually expand it. So I am really going to open it up to our audience to please make your comments, ask questions as you will. We also have, you can also put your question here on the chat. We can pick it up if you're shy to ask here. You can put it on the chat and we'll get it and have Joseph answer. So this is our opportunity to ask our questions and make comments. And Joseph, please, can you put your information on the chart for us so people can connect with you, your email address?
Okay.
Your WhatsApp information, if you will. Okay, Hannah, I see your hand up. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you, Zita. It was very interesting. Zita, I am a Rotarian. You've heard of Rotary
Yes.
International. I'm a Rotarian for close to 30 years. And we have supported Africa. You know, we have the polio project. And so I want to, you know, let Joseph know that, can he reach out to, is there a Rotary in his area? Is there
you mean the Rotary in Nigeria? Joseph, do you know of any Rotary group in where you live?
Yes, I know the Rotary Club, but you know, by the time, you know, these people, there is a way, you know, these international organizations, like the way they operate in America and Europe is different from where they have, from the way they operate in Africa. Like Nigeria, for instance, now, by the time I approach now, it's all kinds of protocols and barriers and all of that. But the truth is that if there is something like a recommendation or something from anyone who is a part of it, it is going to enhance or speed up the process of getting support from them. Because all these organizations, once they get to Nigeria, assessing them sometime, because some persons that can be part of them, because they are into one some kind of or they have some connection with some government people and all of that, so they tend to be selective sometimes in giving certain assistance. And if you do not have access to any one of them as friends or as relatives, it becomes somehow very difficult for you to access help from them. But if there can be anything like a recommendation, it is going to help a lot. So that can be presented to them, and it could help to enhance our chances of getting support from them.
Yeah,
Right.
and I wanna really concur to that. And what I want to do that is because Hannah, I have worked in different parts of Africa for years, and I know how that works with some groups. And say, for example, I did connect with some companies that work with oil companies in Nigeria. And I was told, yeah, they have their links in Nigeria. And the recommendation was like, okay, reach out to them and they should be able to give you some help, which I did. I wrote letters. I connected with people in Abuja and in Lagos. In fact, in Owerri, which is my capital territory, and got some people who communicated with me a couple of times, and that was it. And I kept calling them. I kept following up. This happened 5 years ago, and up till now, you won't believe, none of them really budged, and none of them continued with the conversation. So there are some bias when it comes to one having a project from the United States, such as ours. People think that you have that money, so connecting with them in Nigeria and expecting them to fund anything is practically impossible. I know that for a fact because I have tried several times. So, but as Joseph suggested, if there's any connection that will happen here, or knowing people here who have people in Nigeria, because I believe all these companies and all these clubs have their links, they have their connections.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to getting to the grassroots, which my organization is one of the grassroots organizations trying to help people from down up, it's hard to get support. That I know because I have worked with the ordinary people. I've worked with grassroots, and it is really close to impossible trying to get resources for them. So yeah, I think that's why Joseph mentioned if there is any recommendation. So if there's any recommendation from your own Rotary International, with the Rotary International in Nigeria, that will make sense. We can follow that up, knowing that, it's coming from you, and how can we, how can they not honor that? So, yeah.
I will connect.
Okay.
I will connect because, I mean, we've supported Rotary International for years with all the projects in Africa. I mean, we have Doctors Without Borders. Have you heard of them? Doctors Without Borders.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to take down Joseph's information.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. Okay. All right. Thanks,
Okay.
Zita. I will get on it. I will get on it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Hannah. I appreciate it. All right. Anyone else have comments, questions for Joseph? Any questions, comments? You can, like I said, you can also put your questions on our chart, and we'll get it from there. So we have Joseph's WhatsApp connection and his email address. So please, if you want to contact him, it's very easy because we have that information right here. And also, one can also connect with our podcast through the address we've also shared on the chart. We really appreciate our audience who are always with us, supporting us, listening, and sharing our story. This World of Women was established because we want to take our message of supporting women and children to the next level. We believe that when a nation takes care of and pays attention to the health of women and children, that's an indication that that nation is healthy. And so how we want to continue to support that is through inviting people who have skills and talents that we feel will support us, give us valuable information, educate us, and empower us to continue to support women and children all over the world. This is a work in progress. This is also a challenging work. Like, we all know that women and children tend to be marginalized intentionally or unintentionally. And we know the importance of supporting them. And therefore, whatever anyone can do to support, to empower, to really encourage women to keep doing what they're doing. And that is raising families in a healthy way, raising their kids, and supporting everybody that lives around them. So this is what we do, and we continue to do it through World of Women podcast, which is brought to you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are open to anyone who has any useful information, skills, and talents that may benefit us, to please connect with us through our email address, our website, our phone number, so we can keep this work going. We appreciate all the support we've received, and we are open to receive more, to keep building our local communities here in the United States and building local communities other parts of the world, like we are doing right now in the eastern part of Nigeria, and hoping to replicate it everywhere else in Nigeria and beyond. So I thank you all for coming. And I am hopeful that this work we started will continue to experience progress, and that God will bless the work of our hands. All of us that are doing their best to bring love, peace, and happiness to humankind, that will be sustained as we reach out to the world with all that we've got, and that is our gifts, sharing it with our brothers and sisters all over the world. So does anyone have anything to say to Joseph? And Joseph, I'm going to ask you the last to give us some last words here. So if you meet, or if we have any young person who is really wondering, farming, is that for me? Why should I farm? What words of encouragement would you like to give to people like that?
Okay, so for people in that category, or people who hold such kind of mindsets, I would like to tell them that, in the field, there is also tech in the field. And doing food, you're also doing food tech. And the world will reward you handsomely, because you are going to keep them going. You are going to keep them stable, because one who is hungry will not be stable in his thinking, no matter how educated he or she is. So agriculture is a very interesting thing, and it is something that if you come into it as a young person with all dedication, it is only a matter of time you become an employer of labor. You will become someone that everybody will want to connect with, because you have the basic thing that they need for their survival. And it is something that every young one should even embrace, irrespective of their walks of life, because you should not buy all the foods that you eat. You should grow some of the foods that you eat. So a young person, for instance, like from Nigeria, for instance, can take up this thing and start doing home gardening. And from that home gardening, that person can be gainfully employed, instead of waiting for the government to provide job and all of that. I have not prayed anytime in my life or hoping to or expecting that the Nigerian government is going to provide me with a job, because I know that with agriculture and with what I can do with agriculture, I will not only provide job for myself, but I will provide job for others, because I'll be doing something that anywhere I go, I can talk about it and people needs it, because I can take some clothing to some place to sell and they may tell me that, oh, they don't need it. But if I tell them about food, they will be interested no matter what it takes. So it is something that every young person should key into, because at the end of the day, even at old age, you need to even relax in an atmosphere where the air around it is purified. And you can have these crops like ginger crops and other spices that you can plant around that helps to purify the air. So these are some of the things that young people can key into and actually make a fortune for themselves, because it is something that they've not been educated about and they do not even know the healthy aspect of it now. So some few only know about how it could help to quench hunger and all of that, but the health aspect of it, they do not even know, and that aspect holds a lot of fortune. So I want to encourage any young person that will stumble upon this webinar to take it with all seriousness, to know that there is something very great in agribusiness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for that wonderful piece of information. And Joseph is one of the young people vibrant in Nigeria who are really making a difference. Yes, the country is really struggling, but like he said, you can really comfortably produce your own food, even at the comfort of your own home. And if you want to know why, and if you're watching this podcast and you're curious about knowing why, reach out to us and we can connect you with Joseph. Because Joseph has proven beyond doubt that yes, it works, because he is young and he is vibrant, doing all of this and proving that yes, you can sustain yourself with the little you have, and that you can stay busy and be productive, trying to pay attention to what you can plant and how you can plant it. And we know that education, agricultural education is very essential. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, if you're interested in joining us, and we'll be calling upon Joseph to come from time to time to give us some updates, some education on how to plant different kinds of food and how to take care of plants and how to really make them productive, beneficial for ourselves, for our community, and for the global community. Thank you all for coming to this podcast, and I look forward to having you next week, Tuesday. And our presenter next week will be Deborah Myers from California. So, and we will, make sure that you come join us and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I appreciate your coming. Thank you so much, Joseph, for your time. I know it's late now. It's like 2 a.m. in Nigeria. So I thank you for that sacrifice you're making to educate everybody to see the need for living independently and being healthy and happy. So thank you all. Have a great night.
Hey everybody, this is Zach Clayton with Community Pay It Forward. We're going to go on ahead and we're catching up on the library of shows that were ran last week. As many of you know, last week we were a little behind due to somebody going off and getting married. And so we have some recordings that we need to catch up on. You've just watched Zita's World of Women, which happens every Tuesday night. If you want to look for her, they are on their own Facebook page. Just look for World of Women. And now we're going to be joining World of Abiliiiity podcast, which happens every Sunday night. And then, of course, you can catch it every Monday right here on the PAC networks. But we're going to be joining right away. I see that we're going to be joining Zita again, Marianne from Waikiki, and Gathan Anderson. So I invite you to stick with us for another hour of entertainment, and we invite you to join us for all of our programming. If you would like to have a show, just reach out to me at PACT, PACT, at communitypayitforward.us. PACT, PACT, at communitypayitforward.us. So here we go with, once again, with World of Abiliiiity podcast. This is from last night, which is Sunday. Again, enjoy this. More great, uplifting network or programming shared by Kurt Roskoff, Emily Golmer, and the people at Happy Neighborhood Project. So here we go. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy this show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the World of Abiliiiity. My name is Emily. I'm your host today. The World of Abiliiiity was started July 26, 2020. And we are talking about life from the perspective of people with disabilities. So today I have Zita, Marianne of Waikiki, and Gathan joining me today. So how is every I know Gathan, you had looks like I'm frozen, but I know Gathan has a important message he wants to say today. You have to come back on here. And Zita also has a project she'd like to talk about. Of course, Marianne. So, Zita, would you like to? What does everybody to say today?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name again is Zita Iwuoha. I am a nurse and a midwife, and I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm the founder of Zita's Healthy Beginnings. It's a nonprofit organization that works with women and children to prevent maternal and infant mortality, excuse me, which is really crippling our country. It is sad that this is happening in the 21st century, and it is mostly happening in the minority group, more especially Black population. We are really worried, concerned, and doing all we can through education, raising awareness of this situation, and training doulas who really have the responsibility of accompanying women during pregnancy, childbirth, and after childbirth, helping them to access health care that they really need during this period. What I wanted to talk about today is August. August is the month of, it's a lactation month, a breastfeeding month. And what does that mean? This is the month that we raise more awareness on the importance of breast milk, the importance of mothers breastfeeding their babies. Every child, according to the United World Health Organization and UNICEF, every single baby has to be breastfed, needs to be breastfed, unless in certain situations where the mother is separated from the baby through incidents like death. You know, when the mother passes away, the baby is left without a mom to breastfeed the baby. Then that's when one will look for other breast milk substitutes. Breastfeeding breast milk is the natural and the right food for the baby. And we know that this day and age is no longer being promoted like it should. So our own job and my responsibility as a midwife is to bring this awareness and through advocacy as well, to let our population understand the need, the critical need of breastfeeding and the breast milk, and to also stress on the need to support women, support mothers who want to breastfeed their babies. That we understand that breastfeeding, a woman making a choice to breastfeed her baby, is a wonderful choice to make, but it is also not an easy choice. Given the situation right now in the United States, a lot of moms juggle all kinds of responsibilities, from family to job to extended family, to trying to make sure there's food on the table, for taking care of other kids and the whole family. So that this mother who wants to breastfeed her baby actually honestly needs the whole village to support her, from her immediate family to healthcare providers to all the people who are around her circle, to give her the necessary support that will really help her to reach her lactation goals. And we know that this is not happening right now in the United States. And that is why this month is very critical for us to continue to create that awareness. So I want to talk about it today, and I'm also open to answering questions if anybody has any, and to please help me share this information. On my LinkedIn, I have posted some information regarding this month, breastfeeding month, and to see how we can collectively support our mothers. It takes a village, really, to support a woman to accomplish her breastfeeding goals. And it is our responsibility as citizens of the United States to support women, support families, support babies, so they can actually grow up to be responsible citizens and make contributions, valuable contributions that will really help us to build our nation. So that's what I have to talk about, and I'm open to any questions and comments. Thank you.
You know, Dr. Melinda Barrow?
No.
Well, she's the, I believe she's the sixth regional African diaspora. She's like real big. She's a real good friend with Jennifer, and she has a lot of resources. Yeah, I mean, definitely. You might need to talk. Jennifer's not here today, but she could break it down a lot better than me. But she's got tons of resources because she's trying to create a chamber so that people can work with people from the United States and Africa and these different places. But she's got a ton of resources from Panama to Africa to all over.
Oh, that would be,
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
would really
she
be
might be
happy.
somebody.
Yeah, I would like if you could connect me with her. That would be great.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen that. I've sat there and I've watched them on the screen, and they had all, and it was just so crazy because you had all these kings and queens on on the screen, look like Coming to America. I had never seen nothing like that, but but it was beautiful. You know, it was beautiful. And, so
Right,
she
right.
could definitely be a resource.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
thank
all I
you.
have to
Yes,
say.
I would like to. Yeah. Share what I was sharing. So, is there a place that she maybe not? Oh, chat. Okay, I think there's a place that says private chat. So, getting what I'm gonna do, I will put my info there so you can. I don't know if you can see it or not. Emily, is it possible to share something here or not?
Yeah, you can put something in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna share my info so you can share that with the woman you mentioned. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. I'm on my phone, and it's like kind of, I don't know if I'll be able to see it the right way, but if you could get it
Okay.
to me, if you could get it to me or Jennifer, then I could get that. I could make Jennifer make that connection for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Ethan, I can always send it to you too. If you.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
Later, if you can read it on the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
But Ethan, why don't you come in here, maybe sort of introduce yourself, see what you do, who you are, what you do, and then say something
All
about
right.
what you were.
Yeah.
Well,
say something about what you were
I'm in Milwaukee, and I'm a real estate guy. Well, I was a real estate guy. I've been in real estate. I started in real estate in 2003, and I worked at Shore West, and I did really good. I did really good. I worked under the company-wide top producer for about 6 years, and I accomplished. I went. But what happened is like after I ended Shore West, I opened up Powerhouse Real Estate, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, but what happened is I started after the market crash. I started working with the city of Milwaukee, getting through a nonprofit. They own or occupy. I hope I'm not sounding to you guys like I'm sounding to myself when I hear it.
You're cutting.
You're cutting in and out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the thing where this guys hear me.
Yes.
Somebody's trying to call me, but okay. I'm sorry. But the problem is, what I set up a system to keep people down a system to they got they're redlining. They're sending people to go jail. They're selling their properties for profit. They're scenario where who violations because he had some podium. And they told him the podiums weren't historic. So what they did is they kept sending him fines. He ended up getting pulled over. He goes to jail for these fines. He's never been arrested before. He stays in jail over the weekend. And is this? Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I going in and out? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I said, well, the guy ended up going to jail for code violations. He's never been arrested on a property he owner occupies. And he gives the property to the city. They sell it for $339,000, make a profit. They don't give him anything, and then 3 years later, he's still paying for code violations on his property. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in such a bad area. Did you guys hear any of that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, part of it. So while we're waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
While we're waiting for. There we go.
So, hello?
I gave them. You're
I
back.
hope somebody can hear me.
You're back.
So you guys can't hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, you can't hear me. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, make a long story short, the city of Milwaukee is stealing. They've been stealing for years. They I can send you guys the breakdown, but basically I put in a lawsuit about 4 months ago with Jeff Scott Olson in Madison, and I probably got about 400 signatures. That's in they want to be, that this is in right, it's in a little feedback. But what it has done.
We're gonna. Oh no,
The city of Milwaukee got about $600 million since 2008, 2009, and that money they decided to keep the property from purchase because the scopes of works where the house is $5,000. I mean, the price is $5,000. The scope of work is $120,000. So you got to pay $125,000 to buy a $5,000 house. And it's just the most ridiculous. It's just unbelievable. But it's all broken down in my lawsuit, and that lawsuit goes in next week. So I was just looking for signatures, and I can break it down better in email for everybody. But it's really bad. And people are suffering. This place is like a zoo. I've never seen it so bad. We got killings, we got shootings, we got, it's homeowners lose their houses. One scenario, a guy lost his house for $2,500. Can you imagine that? He goes to get his house, he has to pay $1,500 to get in front of the common council. Once he pays the $1,500, they say, well, you owe $6,000. He said, well, how do I owe $6,000? So he goes and gets the $6,000. The next day when he comes back, they say it's $8,300. So he pays it and he gets his house back. So they took it for $2,500. It cost him $8,300 to get it back. But what if he didn't have it? So they're using it's all red line. All are where they should be. All the values in the black neighborhood are 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, but all the scopes are 100,000, 150,000, and the medium income level is 23 to maybe 28,000 in the city of Milwaukee. So people can't show the proof of funds to purchase a house. Even when they purchase, and if they do get the proof of funds to purchase a house, what tends to happen is the value doesn't go up. Even when they purchase the house. So they got, and they can't use a contractor. If the contractor says, hey, I can do this work for maybe 15, 20,000, so that scope doesn't have to be that high. They say, no. You can't use that contractor. You got to go off of our scope. You know, so it's just like a
Wow, it's just technology. It's good when it works.
I know.
Um, so I guess maybe while we're waiting for him to come back, Marianne, do you want to say anything about what you're doing?
Yeah, aloha, and thank you, Emily, for having this Abiliiiity channel every Saturday. You and Kurt Roskoff need a big round of applause for all the amazing work that you're doing. And I am celebrating my Cinco Cinco, that's 55 birthday this weekend. I turned 55 on Monday. And today is Dr. Liddy, my intellectual property attorney's birthday as well. So you got two Leos that are leading ladies celebrating with a lot of power, a lot of
I'm sorry, I
creativity.
don't know about left off, but I don't want to spoil you guys' day, but it's bad.
So we're celebrating Dr. Liddy's birthday today, and mine is on Monday. And
Oh,
I'm in Cabo
happy
San.
birthday!
Yeah, I'm in Cabo San Lucas. So I went out to the mall yesterday and got a haircut, my nails done, and I'm going to be going to some timeshares to get some extra perks, a massage, and poolside dinner, and all that kind of fun stuff. And I applied for senior living in Waikiki, so we'll find out on the wait list, because you're talking about housing in Milwaukee. I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and 32 years ago, I was a case manager with the deaf, and President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act. So I'm the sign language interpreter on HNP Abiliiiity, and I'm here to voice for 500 million people with a hearing loss. Now, we have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service, and I am the author and Apple game developer of the Acts of Kindness series. And last year, with that stimulus money, Dr. Liddy, who I met through Happy Neighborhood Project, she's a host in Miami, or was, took that stimulus money and federally trademarked the Acts of Kindness series for me. So the update is that we're in the system. We don't have any updates or approval, but it's a positivity to move forward and bring this to fruition with the grant that Kurt is talking about, the $35 million grant and hiring people. Well, in the past week, Trevor Gibbs offered his service. He is out of Orlando. He's the American Disabilities Act website evaluator. And everybody needs to make sure your website, all businesses, doesn't matter, you just for just people with disabilities, all businesses need to be updated. And if not, they can lose up to a $75,000 fine. So Trevor Gibbs out of Orlando, and I met him through Happy Neighborhood Project. So I appreciate him helping me actually update a business plan that I created in 2015 with this thought to action. And if I did get grant money, and so it's a good feeling to have all that down on paper, shows how much money I spent with the Fiverr team to create the book covers, read book covers, to create 10 app games so far, to create the clothing line with the sign language characters. And it's just such a good feeling. And being in the penthouse in Mexico here, the universe provided with to create a TikTok video with the song "So Go Out and Play," showing the app game. I got introduced to a CPA who helped me review the taxes for the business. And since I'm on Social Security disability, I don't need to file. And just letting you know, but we do have that. So if things do come my way, we are prepared. And we'll be working out of Florida. So it's just a really good feeling. And to start living at 55. And I applied for senior living in Waikiki, Hawaii. We'll see what that is. So some of the housing there, just to let you know, for a studio, but there's only 6 of them. And the wait list could be years, is $645 a month. If not, a 1-bedroom is $150 range of what you get for Social Security. So we're hoping something opens up in 2023. And so I've been manifesting that. Well, the good news is my captain called me back, who I sailed with. From San Diego to Cabo. We lived on a sailboat, and we had to leave because we're on Social Security disability, and they tripled the rates in the marina, and you couldn't be liveaboards anymore. So we're kind of like the traveling nomads in the digital. I'm a digital nomad, so to speak, working off online. And he actually sailed to San Carlos, went to the mainland, Phoenix, for medical, and he called me and wishes me to return. So I will be in September taking a bus from Cabo San Lucas to La Paz to San Carlos, where we'll get the boat ready and sail the Sea of Cortez, and just living on a ball for the sailboat that's free. We decided not to pay the marina fees, and so we're making it work. He's a retired accountant from Michigan State, so we're both Michiganders, and getting that opportunity to live the dream and creatively write and use that extra money to create these books and app games, and currently creating flyers now because it's back to school. So the good news is that all classroom teachers in the United States of America can request the Acts of Kindness series books as well as coloring books now. The books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and the Perfect Wave. We have 200 folk Manus puppets for imagination. And you can go visit the Acts of Kindness series website that Brian Roosh, again, another happy neighborhood member, created my website design. So you can meet the characters doing the ABC, sign language, the 26 letters of the ISL alphabet, as well as the numbers. You meet Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, Chelsea, the courageous sign language chicken, Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee, and we just uploaded Greta Gobble on the golf course for all you golfers to learn the numbers of the holes 1 through 9. So I am creatively working. I am working with my inner child at 55 now, senior living, going to be loving it. And my deaf friend who I signed for 10 years in Hawaii, he graduated as a veterinary assistant. He is getting his resume together, and he wishes to relocate to San Diego to either work at the San Diego Zoo or Sea Life Park. So it's just been all exciting, just showing what the world of ability can do, and what an honor it was to sign for him. And again, we want to give back to the world because we have 500 million people with a hearing loss, and we have millions of moms and dads who can't hear their own children. So again, all classroom teachers now can go to a website called donorschoose.org. That's donorschoose.org. They can request the books from Amazon. So the first book is Underwater Acts of Kindness for Ocean Cleanup. The second book is Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully, for an anti-bullying message, which is I'm on the social emotional learning curriculum. These are great for elementary, but they're all for all ages of the heart. I'm working on the climate change book, Cool Acts of Kindness, here in Cabo, where my co-writer is on the other side of Mexico. So I hope to sail down and meet with her this fall and to complete the book. And I've created 3 coloring books with, again, those signing characters doing the ABC, so you can color. The teachers can request the books, or anybody, a senior citizen home, coloring activity. Sign language is a solution for social spatial distancing, especially for schools. And we're going to be in need of sign language interpreters. So it's an amazing project. And again, I got the business plan, the budget over to Kurt for the Sunflower Grant Writers with a $35 million grant. I see the vision to bring these into animation movies, again, with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and the Perfect Wave. Target and Walmart carry these puppets. They just need to meet with me and the buyer so that we can position them and give our World of Ability people birthday supplies, a clothing line, a baby sign clothing line. And it's just going to be amazing stuff. So I'm looking forward to the senior living. And oh, by the way, the universe provided again. So I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I'm telling Dr. Liddy the same thing too. So I have options from our friend too to come live with her in St. Petersburg for $500 a month, and we're both on Social Security. Her mother works with FEMA, who's 80, who could rent me a room for $500 and work out of it as a studio with all this creative work. And Dr. Liddy came back and offered me to be a roommate in Miami with her. And I have done workshops with her for the tax. So I think I'm going to accept it after I'm sailing. I would be a great Marianne of Miami. And then, you know, we need to get into studio, hopefully with Lawrence Wingate out of Wingate Studios in North Carolina. who's like Tyler Perry. Again, he's at HNP. We're networking with all these amazing people in HNP, again, to bring the Acts of Kindness series into animation movies. So I'm shifting that happiness. I'm so excited and to move this forward. And I look forward to, again, Emily, thank you, and Kurt, for having this World of Ability. And I was at Walmart, and the timeshare guy had a friend. We helped a guy, a paraplegic in a wheelchair. We dropped him off, and he's actually selling masks at Walmart for tips. So just sharing the good news, and kind of was out dancing, and I got this new haircut. People asked me if I was a movie star. They think I'm Goldie Hawn. I said yes. I'm from Hawaii. So it's all good. I'm going to go with it. Back to you, Emily.
So does Zena or Gathan have any comments, questions for Marianne or for, I guess?
No, I think Gaten was talking. I don't know. We will need to, have him finish sharing before I can make a comment. Did he finish talking to us? I think he was sharing and he was going back and forth, with the network. He's still.
It looks like he's still sort of might be.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Marianne, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, and that's sharing gratitude and spreading love is something. Yeah, you're going in and out.
Yeah.
So I was just responding to.
I'm going in and out.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine now.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh.
Was that a question addressed to me? Because it's like going in and out.
No, what I said was, yeah, you were going in and out. You didn't finish sharing.
Did you say everything you were going to say, Gathan?
Who, me?
You have more to explain.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, for time. Well, I mean, just to sum it all up, I mean, the lawsuit is definitely valid against the city of Milwaukee, our real estate department, and I got about 400 or 500 signatures and people, trying to participate in it, which is really good. And it goes, but hopefully they help a lot of people out because getting a home is like the first step to building wealth, and it's really bad here because there is no ownership, and it's a lot of blighted properties and thousands of blighted properties that were supposed to be repaired, and it was just misappropriation of funds. Now we suffer the consequences, and when you bring it up, I did in an article. You get all over the news. I mean, thank God it was charges, but at the same time, so I'm on the attack. On the attack. So that's pretty much where I'm at. But I just hope it goes well because, like I said, it'll help a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And I think you shared that yesterday at a different platform, and I have signed that petition and sent it to some of my friends, and hopefully they will sign. And we really want to make sure justice is done, for.
I thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for.
Thank you, baby. So, it needed.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Losing him again.
Sorry?
No, I thought we lost you for a second there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. No, I was just saying, I thank you. I'll get you Dr. Nabarro's information as well. And I really like what you said about all those books and things you're doing out there. That's just awesome. To even think that way, it's just beautiful. That's coming together for you.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm asking from all of you, and Emily, I'm going to be asking on Happy Neighborhood projects. I'm still having challenges not receiving the events. My email is not working for some reason. But I'm going to be asking everyone in H&P who are in different cities to provide me with their school district or a teacher where I can email the press release kit so we can get them the information again, how easy it is. It takes 10 minutes just to request the Acts of Kindness series books from Donors Choose. And several years ago, Good Morning America raised millions of dollars over a weekend for Donors Choose and teachers. So everybody wins. And if you can help share that good news or find out your local districts, your teachers, it's all schools, your deaf and blind schools I'm looking for, your elementary schools. These are great books for theater. We have a Happy Neighborhood theater teacher in Los Angeles with 2,000 students that we hope to use the books. We have song and dance that they can, play around with TikTok. We have creative puppets to play for interactive. We have the ability to learn sign language off of the website at any time at your leisure. And again, for all ages of the heart. And we're taking a global topic that's happening on our world to Mother Earth, for ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, and climate change. So back to you again. Thank you. And I am happy, and aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marianne. I am actually interested in that the book, and I have a friend of mine who works with the Pittsburgh Public Schools here, and would like to have an information over to you so you can, get some of those books to her, because I see that really is a need right now. And we want our kids to start learning and learning the right way from when they're little, because you don't want to wait until, things get bad and then you start fixing it. It's not easy to fix at that stage, so yeah, the earlier, the better. Yeah. Yeah, sure. So thank you.
So
All
Zika,
right.
I believe Zita, I believe you have another project that you were.
Oh yeah, the other project that I am doing, it's in the same line of supporting women. It's an organic farm that I started in Nigeria, and in one of the villages in Nigeria. And the whole idea is to support women who are in the villages who have the critical need to really till the soil, plant organic crops, plants that will really help to curb the poverty we're talking about, make sure they have food and healthy food. So I got a couple of friends who donated some money to the project, to Zita's Healthy Beginnings, and we started this home community hope farm in Nigeria. So I am really glad for us starting it. It's on 5-acre land, and we have banana, plantain, tomatoes, pepper growing in right now. And our hope is to make it to plant and harvest quarterly, so that women can have enough for themselves and for their children. So, and I'm also asking if anyone is interested in supporting that project. Again, it goes to support women. I will really be glad, or you want to share with your friends who may see the need to support us in any way possible. So that's another project that I'm engaged in right now.
Awesome.
Well, I just want to share another project that's happening this August 10th. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this August 10th, and Leon McLaughlin from Clean Water Foundation out of Kirkland Washington, Seattle, Washington. He has brought filters, clean water filters to 35 countries, especially schools and churches. He's doing a fundraiser for the Navajo and Hopi tribes in Arizona. We're hope to bring filters to Mexico. And we can again do that with the books to all the districts in United States of America. So if you guys know of any churches also, our schools, let us know. We'll get you in contact with Leon so that we can get these clean water filters to you guys as well. So it's just amazing stuff. Thank you. Back to you. Aloha.
So here at the World of Ability Podcast Network, we have a few different podcasts that either we're hosting or helping with, and Zeta is one that we're working with on having your own podcast. Zeta, did you want to say anything about your podcast?
Yeah, so my podcast is Word of Women Podcast, and what we do, again, like I said, everything I do is revolve around women and children. So through this podcast, what we try to do is to invite people with skills and talents that are interested in supporting women all over the world, especially the women here in the United States who really need single moms and those of them who are still struggling, who need a lot of support. So we do Word of Women podcast every Tuesday. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we invite people to join us. It's live, it's interactive. It's very welcoming environment where mothers and children and adults are being actually taken care of, educated, supported, and empowered. So yes, we invite people. So if you're interested and want to be part of it, and if you're also keen on coming to talk about what our community as Black community are going through and what could even be done to support, you're welcome to sign up through our website and be our guest. So we're open.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Interested. Yeah, you're welcome to come to be our guest.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm excited, and I'll definitely do that because, like I said, something's got to change around here.
Sure.
It's utterly ridiculous, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good news. Very good news.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Emily, for this opportunity.
Yeah.
World of
Thank
Ability
you.
podcast. Yeah, you guys are doing great job trying to reach our world with good news that hope is here and hope is possible and accessible through your podcast. So I'm so delighted to be part of this. Thank you. Yeah.
You guys updated on my end.
Yeah. So what Marianne said, I didn't quite get it. Did she say there's a luncheon coming this August, or is that a luncheon? Is that an event or something we donate to? I didn't quite get it.
I think it's an event on Monday. She comes back off mute here. We can. Marianne, are you with us? Or are you?
Did she leave? Yeah, because I didn't understand what she was referring to, whether that's going to be an event, whether that's going to be, so I want to get that right.
Yeah, hopefully I can get her to come back on mute here. Or on video and microphone. But Okay, so is there any? Do you have any
Yeah, so
questions
that's
you're
all I
ready to
have
say?
to share. Yeah, that's all I have to share. And yeah, I'm gonna be getting off in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Getting
I mean,
having
just having that, you said, on the phone, you could just see our faces, also, you know, and I needed to. See, like I said, wish you guys the best, and I thank you.
Thank you so much for being here
I hope you
again.
guys hear me.
Yes, I had to thank you. Yeah. All right, Emily, do you have any more thing to talk about?
Did you say anything about the August is breastfeeding month? Did you
Yeah,
say
so
about
the
anything about that?
breastfeeding I talked
Okay.
about is that I need that awareness. I need that to be shared. I don't know. Do you replay this the podcast? Do you replay it?
Yeah, you can share. I'm going to share it around. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Really. Really is very important, and I would appreciate it if we can share that as many people as possible need to really hear it. And let's keep sharing and spreading the information. This is very critical at this time.
Yeah. So I also can share this with you, and so then you can share it around.
That again?
I can also share this with you, and
Mhm.
so then you can share it around.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
As well.
Yes. That would be great. Thank you. Yeah.
And I think Marianne. I don't know if she's gonna be coming back or not.
Yeah, I don't know that she's coming back or not. But I think this was a really great meeting and sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I encourage everybody to connect with. Oh, there we go. She dropped off. Connect with Zita and Gathan and Marianne for all of their projects, and ready to help in any way you can with any of them. And Marianne had brought up the Neigborhood project. So, like, how long have you been part of Happy Neighborhood Project, or how did you get involved with the Happy Neighborhood Project?
I think like a year actually. I think it was in July. Yeah, that I turned a year, and it was through my friends that mentioned that a year ago to me. And, I registered and found HMP very life-giving and very interactive, friendly people are there. People who see or value happiness, and people who want to work hard in making themselves happy as well as other people. So that's one of the reasons I continue to be a member of HMP. And the founder, Edwin Debris, is from Nigeria. And I consider him as my brother because I'm also from Nigeria. And to this innovation that is moving the world is something to be proud of. And that has also benefited me because my education wouldn't have been what it is today if not for HMP project that I joined and connected with a whole lot of people, including yourself, Emily, and Kat. So, and that has really helped me to really expand my project, expand my contact, and also my message of trying to help women and children reduce maternal and infant mortality globally, as well as locally. That message has really gotten traction since I joined HMP. So I'm really indebted in so many ways to HMP for what they're doing, for what they have done for me, and for what they're going to be doing in the future for the world and for the United States in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have, if it wasn't for the Happy Neighborhood Project, I'm sure I wouldn't have met Zita and everybody else that I've met through there. So
right,
it's a good thing Edwin started it,
yes.
And it, I guess it's one kind of maybe good thing that came out of the pandemic,
right?
Because once the pandemic started, they went online and they kind of flew up from there. So who knows what it would have been like if the pandemic hadn't happened and everybody had to go online.
I know.
Because it started out as an in-person thing in California. So anyway, so with sort I guess sort of getting closer to the end here. But how would, if somebody was listening to this and they were interested in what you were doing, like how would they, or if they had questions or anything like that, like how would they get a hold of you?
Yeah, we are live. We are, like I said, podcast is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a website, World Podcast website, and we also have my Linktree, which is http linktr.ee/Zita Healthy. So they can get us there. They also can connect me through my phone number, 412-926-6662. So there are so many ways to really get in touch with me. My email address is also on the chart, izyiwhoha@yahoo.co.uk. So please reach out to me for any of this project that I have shared here, and let's talk. It is very important that we support our community. We can only be happy and joyful when we engage in the life and happiness of other people. And that is what really gives me satisfaction, gives me joy and happiness, because I pretty much live my life in order to make other people have and live life to the fullest. And so let's all collectively make that happen for everybody wherever we are in this world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Zia. And for anybody who, well, everybody can also contact me as well at emilybellmore@icloud.com. And or anybody could connect with Kurt as well at kurt@thedisabilitychannel.ca, or his phone number of 262-372-1754. And wanted to thank Zita and Nathan and Marianne for joining us today. I thought it was a good conversation.
Thank you.
And also would encourage everybody to, if you haven't already, to check out the Happy Neighborhood projects at happyneighborhoodproject.com. It is a business networking group that has different, that was started by Edwin, that has a different like networking meetings around the US or around the globe. So anyway, and I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in on our social media pages. Encourage everybody to go share, like, comment, and so on. That'd be very lovely. Wanted to give special thanks to Marcus Hart and Just From You Media for letting us be on his platform. And I guess until next time, just stay happy, stay healthy, and stay happy. There we go.
Yes. Thank you. You too, Emily.
You too.
Thank you for all you do.
Let's agree for the sake of the next conversation that Donald Trump